Imagine this. It's the big 399 and 400's just around the corner, and the streets are absolutely bustling with people all around in excitement of the events to come. And you would think, with all this excitement that's gathering around us today, that the mayor would be special, would be happy, they'd be a good mayor, somebody we're looking forward to. And we walk in and we're greeted with this banking bum, Mayor Diaz. Piece of dog shit, right? Let's look together and see how horrific these perks are. We got shopping spree, increases NPC buy limits by 10 times, and then volume trading. The available item quantity per Shen's auction is doubled to 2 additional Shen specials. Yay! If you have billions, I guess that's cool, but I don't, so it doesn't apply to me, and it probably doesn't to you too. And then the last perk lets the minister, Paul, come back next time with all their perks. So while dungeon players are cooming in their pants, the rest of us are just stunned. We don't know what to do. But luckily today, at the very least, I'm going to show you a method on something you can do to at least get some sort of amusement, joy, or happiness out of this otherwise despicable and piece of shit mayor. So if you actually want to do what I'm about to share, it all requires just being level 7, and all you gotta do is go to different shops, buy, craft, sell, right? Basically, it's the same thing you do as a noob beginner player, except now with the increased buy limits, you can do so much more. Like dandelions, you can now buy 6,400, and when you craft that all, you'll get 40 in total. And as you'll see, as the video catches up to me, surprisingly I'm ahead, you'll see that you make a decent chunk of change right off rip, without having to invest too much at all. Like, you're not paying a lot for this, you're paying less than maybe 100k, and you're instead gonna go back, go to the bazaar, sell, order it, you're making $1 million. At least, you're making $1 million, just off dandelions. Anyone can do this at level 7, right? So that's $1 million. To some, maybe that's chump change, but to some others, it's a decent, fair chunk of change, right? So, like, you kind of gotta weigh it and think to yourself, is this worth it? Maybe not, but definitely for some, it's gonna be pretty useful. And then there's a few other NPCs you can go to get some value out of them. For one, the Alchemist has a couple. The Magma Cream is really nice. It sells for a lot. I'd say it's just about as good as Dandelions. It costs less, you make less, but it costs less. So it balances out, makes you a fair 400 or 500k for free, which is really nice when you think about it. That's a great amount of money for anyone. You know, you can put that, and you can do this every day, as long as they're mayor. And I mean, you can do it when they're not mayor too, right? But obviously 10 times, you're making 10 times the amount each day with this mayor perk. You can do gas tiers as well. You can craft a bunch of them with this. It's a slower margin, I know that much, right? Like, it's not going to be as much money. You're making an okay amount, right? But you're kind of spending a lot for that too. So I was checking the prices here, and you know, you're still profiting, but maybe not as much as, say, that's like, you might find it worth it to do the dandelions even at a higher level, but definitely not like some of these, right? The fish, once again, it's good, okay. You're gonna make okay profits, it's okay margins, but it's not excellent, it's not the best thing ever, right? But there is one last one I do want to show you that I think is actually pretty good overall. If we go and take a look at the enchanted fish, like, it's okay, but this one guy actually does quite a bit, and nobody thinks about it because it's kind of a hidden NPC. Nobody goes over here, but if you go over to the graveyard and head on over, you'll find the Flint Man. I don't really remember his name, but he's the Flint guy, and he sells flint. And he sells it for a really decent price. Wow, I lagged right out the window. We go back in, really decent price here. What is it? It only costs $360 to make, and you're selling for $2,000 per stack. You craft that out, that's even more. It's a really nice. And this is probably like the most hidden one. I think if this video blows up or anyone talks about this, it can kind of kill the rates. But for this one, nobody's gonna like know about the Flint method, right? That's pretty hidden, obscure stuff. And you're making a huge chunk of change there, like 600k for that. And then that's about it for the good ones. Obviously, you can go over to the gold mines and check out, see if the gold merchant, iron merchant have something that's worth flipping for you. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. It kind of just depends on the day. If there's crafts, you can also use anything you make into enchanted items and craft into different items too, which always comes out to be more because people pay more for things you can age. That's just how it works. But otherwise, that's about all I got for you today. If it helps, that's good. If it doesn't, you're a bum. And yeah, bye bye.